Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Broken Crayon Still Color Podcast. I am your host, Elu, and let's just jump right into it today. Sometimes people put a guard up solely because of the trauma that has happened in their past. It could have absolutely nothing to do with you and everything to do with the person that was before you. Give them grace. I know that's hard to hear. I know that that is hard to understand at times, but give them grace. If you truly care about them, you will understand that breaking down that wall can take time. If they mean something to you and you really want to pursue something with them, you'll be patient enough to wait. I recently heard a conversation, I was brought into a conversation rather, where this guy was trying to talk to this girl and he was saying, I'm trying to talk to her, but she's just not hearing me. I'm trying to be romantic. I'm trying to be a gentleman, but it's like she's not trying to hear anything I say. She's like blowing me off. And he was like, I'm trying, but like if she's going to act like that. And I'm like, well, she's probably heard that stuff before. I'm thinking she's probably heard everything you're saying before. And he was like, well, she's been hurt in the past. I was like, well, that's what it is. She has a wall up. She has every right to have a wall up. When you've been hurt in the past, you put a wall up. If you've been in a car accident, you're a little bit more careful on the road, right? If you have been involved in a house fire that involved a heater, you're more careful the next time when you have a heater in your home. Same way with relationships. If you've been in a relationship where heartbreak took place, you're more careful the next time entering into another one. And then when you do enter into another one, you're more careful with how you handle it the next time. It works hand in hand. Most people have gone through trauma or some type of situation where the next time they're like, oh, not going to happen to me again. I'll put a guard up first. I'll put a wall up. Doesn't necessarily mean that they don't want to be in a relationship. And for some people, they don't. That's okay as well. But you have to understand that they do that for their own protection. And that doesn't have anything to do with you or that they don't trust you, but it has everything to do with protecting themselves. By nature, we are going to protect ourselves. If we feel we're in danger, we're going to protect ourselves. I think it's the porcupine that does it. If they feel they're in danger, if somebody comes too close, their spikes come out. I guess you call them their spikes. It's what we do. If we've been hurt before, our guard comes up. We're not gonna let someone get too close. Some of us, and I'm gonna say us because I like to include myself in this conversation because I never want someone to ever get the, idea that, oh, she thinks she's better than everyone. Oh, she's married, so she thinks, no, please, no, I do not have it all figured out. Far from it. We're in this together. I'm sis, I'm auntie, I'm whatever you need me to be. So some of us, um, have been hurt before, and we we jump back in and we keep the licks coming, but not everyone is like that. Some of us will put a wall up. For me, I love heavy. That was given by God. I've tried to change it. I can't. I'm going to love you heavy. End of story. I can be hurt. I can be mad. Now, I do get my feel. And when I get my feel, and my closest friends know, because they tease me about it, I'll let you get away with murder for a long time. But once I get my feel and my happens because I let you get away with murder for a long time. So I feel like I'm justified at the end. But anyway, I love heavy. Um, and because I love heavy, my guard is up. Um, but you know, if hurt or whatever, it can come down, give or take. My husband may have a different story of that because he swore he had to, jump hurdles and fly across bridges and get a parachute to get across. But that's another story for another day as well. But Some people are built different, and that's okay. It has nothing to do with you. But like I said, if you care about them and you love them and you feel like it's worth fighting for, you'll be patient with them and you'll have the necessary conversations and you'll pursue and you'll stay. And if that's a deal breaker for you, then say, I understand that you've been through a lot and this, that, and the third, but you know what? I'm really looking for some. Be honest. Say that. I don't know why we're in a society where everyone's scared to be honest about their feelings and what's a deal breaker and what's not. There's nothing wrong with that. And for the people that have the wall up, I would suggest consider therapy. I know, especially in the African American community, therapy is kind of taboo. And even going further in the African American church world, it's even more taboo. But I will always be an advocate for therapy. Always, always, always. I'm an advocate for therapy. And if you need medication to accompany that therapy, go for it. I'm an advocate. Don't debate me on this. You will lose. Matter of fact, I'm not even debating on it. So there will be no winner and no loser because I'm gonna just say okay because I'm an advocate. So yeah. If you do have a wall up, like I was saying, um, maybe seek therapy. I will say, depending on how long it's been and the trauma that you've been through that causes you to have that wall up, you may need to talk it out with a licensed professional. Because if people are trying to get close to you and you are projecting what has happened onto that person, that's not fair in some instances. Not saying you should let everyone in because, of course, you should not. That's not healthy and that's not wise. But everyone is not the person who hurt you. So everyone should not have to pay the cost for that. So, of course, I would push therapy, if you do feel like it's debilitating or if it's ruining relationships or if you feel like you want to move on and just can't. That's my therapy plug there. But for the people who are pursuing people or are friends with people who sometimes have this wall up, who sometimes periodically shut down and who just don't want to be bothered, be patient with them, pray for them, show them that you're there, show them that you care, be a listening ear. Um, Sometimes the people that have the walls up don't always know they have walls up. Sometimes people have gone through trauma that they're not okay with discussing yet, and they may have that wall up to shield themselves. Um, but give them time. If you are a safe space, in due time, if they are ready, and if they are not, that's okay too. They may discuss it with you. Um, but leave it to them. I think for so often we push people. We push people. What's wrong with you? Well, why you don't want to do that? Well, what's holding you back? And it makes people uncomfortable. And if anything, that makes them shut down more. Um, because you're pushing them to open up and they're not quite ready yet. And we all have things that have happened in our lives where only a few people may know the ins and outs, and we're not ready to bring everybody into that circle yet. So just be patient with them. Um, but always know that when the time is right, you'll know who you're supposed to dump that information with, release that information with, and also pray. I will say I'm an advocate for prayer. I'm an advocate for therapy. I'm an advocate for medication assisted with therapy if you need it. Um, Pray and ask God, is this wall a valid wall? Is it time, help me release this wall. Help me find ways to release this wall. Help me forgive the person who's allowing this wall to be up. All of those things can kind of help us get over that hump. Um, so yeah. But for the people who are on the other side, who are the family members or the friends or the potential suitors of the people who have the wall up, just be patient. If that person really matters to you, you'll understand that the need they have is sometimes greater than the one you provide. But there is a God or is a doctor or is a therapist that can help them. So encourage them to seek the help they need. Um, so yeah, that's my little plug there on that. Now, with having a wall up, I will go a step further to this. Some people just have a wall up because they don't want to be bothered. It has nothing to do with trauma. It has nothing to do with, you know, they might have been broken in the past. They just don't want to be bothered. I think in this day and age, with this economy and this administration, we all got a lot on our plates. And some people just don't want to be bothered. And in a sense, I get it. If I was not married, I probably wouldn't be in a relationship. It's too much to deal with right now. So we got to deal with, you know, the cost of food, the cost of gas. I got to get up to go to work. I have to pay car insurance. It's football season and that's stressing me. We got a lot going on right now. So to be sitting here trying to meet somebody new, trying to find out what's your favorite color, what you like to do in your spare, I don't know, guys. I don't have the it's a lot. So some people just don't want to be bothered. So they may have a wall up because they don't want to be bothered. And guess what? That's okay as well. That's okay as well. Don't take offense. If you approach somebody and they're like, eh, don't take offense. Walk away. I've heard of some horror stories where men have approached women, whether it be at the gas station or the grocery store, and they're telling the men, I'm not interested. And the men get offended and start calling them out their names. And I'm like, because they say they're not interested? Oh, okay. That's offensive. Some people are just not interested. Learn to take rejection, learn to take rejection in a way that's mature. Some people are just not interested. People have children, people have sick parents, people have mental issues going on, people have spiritual issues going on. They just don't have time for anything extra right now, and that's okay. We all are dealing with something, right? And even with that, and even with all with dealing with anything, if they just don't want to add something else to their plate, that's okay. Don't take offense to it. Um, I don't like when people make it seem like, you know, well, we're all going through something, so, they I mean, so what's the big deal? Well, we all going through something, but we all handle it differently, and how we handle it, how you may handle stress and how I may handle stress is differently, but it's not your job to dictate how I should handle my stress based on how you handle your stress. Just be there. And if I don't want you there, that's okay too. Pray from a distance or keep moving. So that's my that's my rant on that, guys. Um so yeah, let's just be I would say this in a nutshell as I wrap up. Let's just be mindful. Let's be mindful that everybody is going through something. Everyone had something going on before we came into their lives. Everyone had people in their lives before we came into their lives. Everyone did not have the perfect life before we came into their life. So please don't think because you didn't deal with anything traumatic that no one did. That's not always the case. So we have to learn to show people grace. I do thank you for joining me on this episode of A Broken Crayon Still Color. Remember, as we go throughout our day, to show everyone some grace. And also remember that as we go throughout our day, to always show up and always be you. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye.